Greetings. I want to introduce you to CNET ERP system. It's an all-in-one business management solution that has the capacity of managing any kind of business that you want to run. So it has modules such as CRM, HR, project management, manufacturing and production management, fixed assets management, accounts, procurement, communications, and so many of other models included. So with this system, you don't need to actually go into another software in order to be able to manage your business. This is an all-in-one solution. Okay, so I'll be taking you step by step on how each model functions. Okay, so for now, let us look at the CRM model. When we talk about CRM, it's all about your customer and how you manage them. Okay. So, and before you get a customer, there are processes that is being, taken by the marketing department in order to be able to get the customers. Okay. So, and that is called lead. Okay. So, when we go down a little, you will see the lead model here. Okay. So, it is after you have finished the process that they can now become what you see here as customers. Okay, so now when you look at the lead model, it helps you to actually be able to follow up your prospective customers. Okay, so as it is here, you this is the carbon view of the lead. You can actually switch it to summary or view or list view. Okay, so you can just be list view just like this. Okay, so, but when you want to manage it effectively, you switch to Kanban view. Okay, the Kanban view will allow you to manage it and then change the stages of the lead. Okay, so when you are managing a lead, for instance, you can, get a potential customers, those you feel that can become your customer, by, writing them or following them. Okay. So these people, you actually collect their names and put them in this section that is open lead. Okay. So this section is where they will be. When you contact any of them, you can easily move them to contacted section. Okay, so and it is very easy to do that. You only need to just click on it and then drag it over. Okay, when you drag and drop, it enters into contacted. Okay, so and then when after the contact and then they are interested, or maybe they say let me get back to you, and then finally they got back and then they are interested, you just move them over to interested. Okay, you can see it here. Okay, so now when they are interested and then finally maybe you send them proposal and they finally accept the proposal, you can actually drag them over to become your customer. Okay, this is when they are finally your customer. Okay, so that is how you manage your lead. Okay, so now we have all this lead, we can be able to do so many things with them. Okay, we can be able to send them emails, we can be able to contact them, send them proposals and all the rest of them. Okay, so let's just take for instance, let's switch to list view. Okay, so and let's click on one of the lead. Let me just click here, this name. You can see it opens this way. Okay, you will see more details of the lead. Okay, and then you can look at proposals. Okay, so you can actually click here to get a new proposal. Okay, okay, so you fill in this particular portion, and then when you submit, you can actually send them this proposal, you directly from this platform. Okay, so you don't need to even go elsewhere, you can just type your proposal, and then you can be able to send it across to them just from this platform. Okay, so you also know that you have a task. Maybe you want to create task and assign it to one of your staff to follow up the lead, or maybe send them email or whatever you want to send across to this a lead. You can actually do that. You can actually attach documents and attachment that relates to this particular lead. You can set a reminder, okay, so you can make notes, okay, about maybe your conversations and every other things that you have been following up with the lead. You can all do this here, okay. So this is the lead. So until when they become a customer, so they are under the lead, and that is how you manage your lead. Remember, you just go down to lead, and then you are able to get to this place. You can add new one. Okay, so when you want to add, you see that there are so many things. First of all, the status of the lead. Okay, if it is just somebody you have not contacted, you leave it at open. If you have contacted the person, you put it as contacted. If the person is interested, that is just how you do it on and on. Okay, so it will also ask you the source of the lead. Maybe you got the lead through email, or maybe through Facebook, or maybe Google, newspaper, radio, advert, or whatever. You know you where you got it. You can always add more from clicking this plus button. Okay, so now you can assign the lead to any of your staff that you want to follow up the lead. Okay, you can just select the person, and the person will be the one to follow up. Okay, so then you fill other details of the person here. Okay, just fill everything information about the person that you were able to gather. Okay, so that is how you manage your lead. So when the lead follow the process and the flow, and it goes to the customer, he automatically becomes your customer. Okay, so that is when you will talk about a customer. Okay, so like this one, you can see here, some of them are the one that followed the lead through. Okay, so now when you look at a customer, there are so many other information different from what we saw in the lead. Okay, so if we click on view, or just click on the name of the customer, here you will see the profile we open. Okay, so when the customer profile opens, you can see that there are so many things that you can see here. Yeah, so you see the contact person will be here. Okay, so notes, statements, invoices that you have sent to the customer will be here. So you will be able to know the amount the customer is owing, and then you can be able to also create new invoice if you want, just from here. Okay, you can look at the payments that he has made, look at the proposals you have sent, the credit note, estimate, subscription, expenses that you have made over on this customer. You can be able to track it. Okay, so you can be able to track the contract you have with the customer. You can be able to track the projects that you are running for the customer. You can look at the tasks that you have created regarding with respect to this customer. Then you can be able to view the customer ticket. If the customer has sent any tickets or complaints or any inquiry, you can be able to track it here. All the files that concern this customer, you will look at it here. So you have reminders and all the rest of them. Okay, so this is all about the customer. Okay, so when you have a customer, you have an organized place where you have every information about the customer. So you get all of them here. Okay, so and it is a wonderful thing for you to be able to just manage the whole process here without actually leaving where you are. Okay, so that is about the lead, and then also the customer. Okay, so the next thing is the accounting. Every business, the most problem they have is they may have a software that they are using. Okay, so but when they have an accountant, they will still be looking for other softwares like QuickBooks or Sage in order to be able to manage their finances. Okay, but with this system, it is all in one, so everything is inclusive. It gives you a complete accounting system. You don't need to look elsewhere. Okay, so when you go to accounting section, you will see there are so many things here. So just like the QuickBook that you use, there are so many things you can do here. Okay, so and when you look at the report, it has extensive reports. Okay, so that you can be able to generate. Okay, so we have a business view. Okay, under this business view, you can see there are a whole lot of reports you can generate. Okay, you have a balance sheet comparison. You can compare your balance sheet of this year with the previous year. Okay, so if you click on it, you will see how it displays. So you don't need to do anything. It's just like this. Okay, so you can see it. Okay, so that is the balance sheet comparison. You can see this is to 2013 and this is 2012. Okay, 2022, sorry. Okay, so now you have all these reports under business overview here. Okay, so if you come close a little down, you can see bookkeeping reports. Okay, you have your general ledger, your balance sheet, your journal entry, profit and loss comparison. You have account history. So many reports here you can be able to get, including your trial balance. Okay, so and if you come down a little, you have your budget. Okay, so the system you can actually use it for budgeting. Okay, across all departments and across all account heads. Okay, you can be able to budget your expenses so that at the end of the year, you or at the end of the month or quarter, you can be able to actually compare whether the budget was over or maybe under budgeted. So all these things you can be able to track it right from this very place. Okay, and so you can be able to also handle your tax. Okay, from this particular place, you can be able to know exactly the people that owe you and how long they have owed you using account receivable aging summary or account receivable aging details. Okay, so you can actually be able to also track your sales and your customers. Okay, so from here, so when you come down a little, you can actually see what you owe. Okay, exactly what you are owing people. You will be able to attract, track it here. Okay, so and also you can be able to get, the results concerning your suppliers and the expenses you have made across. Okay, so this is complete accounting system. So you don't need to use another software in order to be able to manage your accounting processes. The only thing you need to do is just set up the accounting the way you want it to be set up, and then once the transaction are being done, the reports will be generated automatically. Okay, so under the accounting, you have your dashboard. Okay, these are for accountants, and they will be able to actually track what is going on in the company. Okay, so you can see your bank accounts. Okay, if you have, you will see them here. Okay, so you see your transactions. Okay, so you can be able to look at your profit and loss. Okay, so you can see income. So you come down, you can be able to monitor all these things in real time. Okay, as they are happening. Look at your cash flow. Okay, so you will be able to monitor everything that is happening in the business. Okay, just by clicking on the dashboard. Okay, so this is all about the accounting. Like I told you, you can be able to, do your budgeting here. When you click budget, you see that there are few ways you can be able to handle the budget: monthly, quarterly, or yearly. So if you click on monthly, it will be arranged. You can be able to enter the budget monthly. Okay, so all these ones are how you arrange it just by clicking on budget. You see next. Okay, you select. Okay, if it's yearly. Okay, so you just click next. Okay, you can say done. Okay, so you can see it. So these are the expenses head. You just be able to put the figure since it is monthly. So it's across 12 months. Okay, if it is quarterly, yeah, you can see it. It is across 4 months. If it is yearly, you can see it just one. Okay, so here you can be able to set the budget, okay, across this account head, and then you'll be able to track it under the budget report. Okay, so you can do your journal entry. If you want to just click, you enter, be able to pass your journal accordingly. So you can just see it. Okay, so just double click, you get your account, and then you'll be able to do your debit and credits, and then you put your description. Okay, so this is the accounting model. So you don't need to use QuickBooks, you don't need to use Sage, you don't need to use any other software, you don't need to use Excel. So everything happens automatically as your business is progressing. Okay, so now after the accounting, let us look at another section. Okay, so let us just look at here. This is a chart system. So it means all your staff and even your client, because your client, or you can actually create a login detail for your client and customers so that they can be able to communicate to you on the system. Okay, so you can be able to create the account detail, their login details. They will just log in on their portal, on the portal, and then be able to talk to you directly from the platform. So because of that, we have included the chat system. Okay, this chat system will enable you to communicate with whoever that you want to communicate here. Okay, so you just need to click on the chat, and then you'll be able to communicate with anyone you want to communicate. Okay, just like normal uh, chat system that you know. Okay, so you just click and then be able to hello the person. Okay, so the person will be notified. Okay, so this will help you to communicate with your staff, or communicate with any member of your staff, or maybe create a group and be able to manage them, so you can talk to a particular set of people in your office at a particular time. Okay, so if you want to see the full function, you just need to click here, so it will open fully for you to see. Okay, so if you opens, you see that you have a group. Okay, so here you can be able to create groups. Okay, so you can see, you can create events, you get a group, you see your staff, you see your clients. Okay, so be able to chat with your clients. Okay, so these are the functions that are embedded in the chat. Okay, so all these things are just geared towards helping you and making your life easier. So you don't need to use, WhatsApp to start, chatting privately. When somebody, pick up with the phone, you will be able to see your conversation. But when you do it here, once the person log out, everything, every information, stays secured. Okay, so that is it. So now, going further, we have another wonderful model here, manufacturing model. Okay, so maybe if you are into product manufacturing, this model handles everything that you are actually going to be doing in your business. Okay, so when you click on the model, you have a pull down menu with different functions. Okay, so now it has its dashboard just like the accounting section. Okay, so when you click on the dashboard, you can be able to have overview of what is going on. Okay, so you can see, okay, an overview of the work that is going on. So now let's talk about it. Under manufacturing, you have a product, okay, and you also have raw materials that you may be needing in order to be able to manufacture such products. Okay, so now let's say, for instance, that you want to manufacture something like, let's say, custard, okay, custard powder for pap or anything, okay, using something like maybe corn or millet, whatever you want to use for those uh, whatever you want to manufacture. Okay, so you need to be able to add those raw materials that you will be needing in order to carry out those processes, and you do that by clicking on product. Okay, so when you click on product, it opens this way. Okay, so I just entered some few things here. Okay, so let's say this is a corn flour. Okay, that is the end or the finished product. Okay, so we can sell it. Okay, so this is it, and also we need some raw materials, which is corn. Okay, we also need some packaging materials. Okay, we also need some additive. Okay, so like vitamins and all the rest of them that we can use to boost the quality of our finished products. We also need some cleaning agents. Okay, we need maybe water in the process, and then we also need a label, okay, for all those process. So you need to put them in here. Okay, you need to put all of that, those raw materials you need in order to manufacture that product or products. You need to put them here. Okay, so but while putting them, there are things you need to take into account. Okay, let's click on add here. Okay, so it opens this way. When you put the product name, you have three options here. Okay, can it be sold? The product, is this something that you want to sell? Is this something that you only purchase? Is this something you can manufacture? Okay, so let's take for instance, if I'm putting flour here, okay, or maybe I am putting a finished product. When I am going to make this decision from these choices, I will uncheck can be manufactured, and I will uncheck can be purchased. It can only be sold. That is our the finished product. Okay. So when I do that, I will be able to put other details like the selling price. Okay. So maybe the cost of purchasing of manufacturing it, you can just put it here. Okay. So you can be able to track your gain. Okay. So let's say, for instance, you are selling it one bag for 45,000. Okay, so the cost of producing that one bag may be like 35,000. Okay, so you put the 35,000 here. Okay, so uh, you can come down and put other details. Okay, maybe the unit of measurement and all the rest of them. Okay, so you can add variance. Variance is maybe you can, there are some maybe vitamins you put that differentiate them, or maybe the color variance, whatever that differentiate them from one another. You can put that. Okay, so you can put the inventory. Okay, so that you will be able to know the quantity that are in the store. Okay, so you just put the inventory here. Okay, so this is how you enter your product. So for our raw materials, we are on checking this can be sold, and we check this and maybe this. Okay, if it is something that we can manufacture, like if it is a packaging material, and we have a raw material to manufacture that packaging material within our factory, so we can check can be manufactured. But if not, we can just leave it at can be purchased. Okay, so that we know that the packaging material like bags and like the label and all the rest of them, we can just purchase them. Okay, and then make use of them. Okay, so that is how, or that is what you actually consider whenever you are actually entering your products in the or raw material in using the manufacturing model. Okay, so now after that, we've talked about the product variance. When you put the variance there, it appears here. Okay. So after that, the next thing is the routing. Before we even come to bill of material, the routing. Okay. The routing is just the processes that you take in order to actually have this finished product. Okay, so let's take for instance when you click on the routing. Okay, it opens and then we have a floor processing. Okay, so let's just look at what is there. Okay, so now when you create this kind of routing, maybe put in when you input the routing name, the next thing the option that it will present you is to add the operations that are to be performed. Okay, inside this routing. Okay, so let's take for instance that we are producing a corn flour and we also do plant corn. Okay, so and the first process might be harvesting and the cleaning of the corn. Okay, so and it will ask you the work center name where this is being done. Okay, so and it will ask you the duration. Okay, so the next will be maybe the milling. Okay, so it will also ask you the work center name and the duration. Okay, then the sifting. Okay, the bleaching and the enrichment. Okay, where you add all your additive and all the rest of them, and then the last will be the packaging. So these are the routes it will follow in order to, complete the whole process. Okay, so you will need to put that into account. Whatever you are manufacturing, just come to routing and then put all the, stages that you follow in order to finish the process. So that is what the routing is all about. So you need to add them here. Okay, so as you can see, I've already put flour processing. Okay, so when you are, producing another product, you just come here, add routing, and then also follow the procedure to add your routing stages. Okay, so the work center is actually that the places where those routing jobs are done. Okay, so maybe where the machine is located. Okay, so manufacturing in a place. So maybe you may have different locations. You put them here, these work centers. Okay, so sometimes some products are not finished in one particular location. Okay, let's say for instance, iPhone, you will see maybe some of the parts are being done in the US. Okay, some are being done in another country, some part of it. Okay, so you will see that when you look at it, where they finish it is always in China, where they do the packaging and every other thing. Okay, so you can see the work centers, you can be able to put them accordingly. Okay, so maybe you can see maybe the board can be done in the US. Okay, so but the battery and the casing maybe is in another country, or maybe the packaging, the packs and all the rest of them is in China. So all these things are work centers. So you can just put them there. Okay. So now the uh, after the routing, the next thing that you will consider is bill of material. Okay. So the bill of material is the quantity of material that is used in order to produce this product. Okay, so and then it's going to be measured based on the the smallest unit that you can produce. Let's take for instance one bag. Okay, maybe you produce, people request one bag. Okay, so the materials that you are going to be calculating here is for one bag. But if you, the smallest unit maybe is a trailer load, okay, and maybe 600 bags. So, and that is what you produce at the same time. Okay, so the material is for a trailer load. Okay, that is what you are going to be imputing. So that whenever you want to manufacture two trailer load, okay, what you need to just switch is the number. Okay, it will automatically calculate the material for two trailer load. But if you are manufacturing just for a bag, okay, so you are going to do the material for one bag, so that when you just switch the number to the number of bags you want to manufacture, you can be able to get the accurate materials that you will be consuming for the manufacturing. Okay, so for us to do that, we can just come to bill of material. Okay, so you can see this is a corn flour. Okay, maybe you just put it in a way that you can be able to remember it. Okay, so B of material type, you just explain it. Okay, so let's add one. Okay, so we click on bill of material. Okay, so we select a product. So let's select corn flour. Okay, so you can select the variance if you added it earlier. Okay, so you can also select the quantity. Okay, you want to prepare the bill of material for. Okay, so now we can come down and put the measurement. Okay, so then the routing. Okay, we select the routing, see it here. Okay, that we have already prepared. Okay, so now the manufacturing readiness is when component for the first operation are available. Okay, so we can go straight to manufacturing. So you can switch it if you have a different way, or when all components are available. So you can also do that. Okay, so now we just hit save. Okay, so now that we have hit save, it will now ask you, okay, to be able to enter the components. Okay, so the raw materials that you need. Okay, so let's click. Okay, so we select the first component. Let's say is the corn. Okay, that is the raw material. The quantity is one. Okay, so we can just save. Okay, so we add another one. The next one we can just say maybe, or you can actually choose randomly. Okay, so additive is needed, and we have the packaging material is needed. Okay, so let's go. We need cleaning agents. Okay, we also need water. Okay, so we lastly we need the labeling. Okay, the label for that. Okay, so now let's just okay, so now we can sell. Okay, so we can sell. Okay, that's all. Okay, so that's all. So when we go to the bill of material, you can see it. So we should have just named it differently, but I think it's all the same. So we can edit this. Okay, so if you want to edit, so products, bill of material. Okay, so that's all. So uh, now now that we are done with the bill of material, the next thing we need to do is manufacturing orders. Now, let's take Dangote for instance. Okay, some people may request and say we need a trailer load of cement. Okay, that is manufacturing order. When customers begin to make a request, it is actually a manufacturing order. Okay, so that is when you will now create the manufacturing order. You know, you are creating it off the bill of material, and you understand. So let's click on the manufacturing order. Okay, so now we will now add new order. Okay, so the product to manufacture is corn flour. Okay, so the quantity, let's just leave it at one. Okay, we will now choose the deadline. Okay, so let's choose this 27. Okay, when are we supposed to start planning for it? Let's just say tomorrow. Okay, 13th. Okay, so who will be responsible for seeing this production through? You select the person. Okay, select the person that will see the production through. Okay, so now this is the measurement. Okay, so if we come down, you can see the routing is already filled automatically. So, and now when you come to under the components, you can see everything is filled for us because we have already, you know, included them. So for now, let us just switch the quantity. Let's say we say 15. Let's see what happens. You can see to consume has now changed to 15. Okay. So all this material, okay, has changed automatically to 15. Okay. So now you can come to miscellaneous and then choose the warehouse you want to get the product from, okay, the materials from. So you need to choose a warehouse. Okay, so if we choose, let's say, from Lagos, okay, we are done. Okay, so we choose from Lagos warehouse. Okay, so we just say save. Okay, if we click on save, you see it has been added successfully. Okay, so now there are things we need to consider. You can see everything here is showing red. It means that this raw material is not available in the warehouse that we have chosen. Okay, so for us to be able to proceed in this process, we need to get these materials purchased. Okay, we need to get them purchased. So what we need to do is to create a purchase request. Okay, now that we are creating a purchase request, this request is going to go straight to the procurement department or to maybe the production manager. Okay, maybe this has been assigned to a lower person. Okay, and when he gets to this stage, after preparing the purchase order, he discovers that these products are not available in these materials, sorry, raw materials are not available in the designated warehouse. Okay, so what he needs to do is to create a purchase request, and so this request is going to go to whoever that has power to approve this purchase in that production department. Okay, so if he hits like this, the request will be sent to the appropriate portal. Okay, you can see it has been added successfully. Okay, so now that it has been added, somebody needs to, approve it for it to be able to go further. Okay, so now we need to go to the purchase. Okay, so if we go to purchase, we look at purchase request. Okay, so let's look at it. You can see this. Okay, this was sent, okay, for approval. So it is the person that have the power to approve can be able to access it. Okay, to be able can be able to access it. So now what you need to do is to come to this draft and click here. So you have two options, either to approve or reject. Okay, so let's click on approve. Okay, so you can see that this has been approved. Okay, so once it is approved, it will also get notified, to notify the people at the procurement to be able to use it to prepare a purchase order. Okay, so we are going here back. Okay, we can create a quotation with it. Okay, or we can create a purchase order, whichever one that you want to do. Okay, so if we say let's do purchase order, we can just do like this. Okay, and then we can create a new order. Okay, so if we create a new order, so you can make your little description. Okay, maybe let's say purchase for the production of corn raw. Okay, at uh, Lebi Lagos warehouse. Okay, so something descriptive that you can be able to use to know it. So now we can now go to, you see, purchase request. We can select here and then select the particular request. Okay, okay. So we select the particular request. So we can select the vendor. So once we do that, you can see that automatically all the requests, you can see it was 15, quantities each that was here. So you can see all the thing has, been added automatically for us. Okay, so you can see the grand total here. Okay, so if there is any other adjustment, maybe discount that you are giving, you can all put it here. Okay, you can just put it there. So now the only thing we need to do is to hit on, sale. Okay, so we can hit on sale here. Okay, so to create this purchase order. Okay, so it has been created. But now being created, you see that you need approval to be able to get this thing approved. So now you need to approve it. Okay, so what you the person that have the power is also still the person that will see this approval button. Okay, so we set it up and then assign the approval right to those who are supposed to approve it. Okay, so they will be notified and then they will do the approval process. Okay, so now you can just click on the approve button, so for it to be approved. Okay, so once that is done, we can be able to come here. Okay, so you can see here, once you click on that send for approval, okay, it will notify the person who has the power to approve with this button to approve. Okay, so you can give a reason, okay, if you want to deny or maybe you want to say something, okay, so you can do that here. Okay, okay, so you just say something you want to say, okay, and then you hit approve, okay. So once you do that, the order, the purchase order will be approved, and then you can see the approve badge, okay, mounted on it. Okay, so showing you that it has been approved. Okay, so now the person who is in charge of contacting the vendor, okay, has two things to do. Okay, if the vendor is not giving access to, logging into the system, you can just copy this link here, okay. We just copy the link, okay, and then send to the vendor. Okay, so if you copy the link and send to the vendor, let me just open another browser so I will see how it appears. If we copy the link and send to the vendor, once the person click on that link, okay, the person will be able to have access to the order, the purchase order, without logging into the system. Okay, person will just be able to have access just to the order without actually logging into the system. Okay, so let's just open it and see how it looks like. Okay, so so you can see it. Okay, so the person has access to this order. Okay, you can see it here. That is it. So if the person have any attachment, the person can see it if he has attachment. If there is any discussion, the person can start. Okay, maybe talking to you, maybe when delivery will be done and all the rest of them. The person can do all this. So when the person submits, it goes straight to the database, and you'll be able to see it at the back end when you log in. Okay, so that is the beauty of the software. Okay, secondly, you have the right to actually, you have the option of sending it to the person through email. Okay, you can just click on the email button here. Okay, you can see send to vendor. When you do that, it presents you with this the vendor's email automatically. Okay, so you can put some details if you want to. Okay, you can just put some detail uh, you want to, the vendor to adhere. Okay, so you just do that. So now once you hit send, okay, it goes straight to the vendor's email from this platform. So you don't need to, start sending, copying and printing and going to the email to be able to send it. Okay, so you send directly from here. Okay, so let us look at the email whether it has dropped. Let me just reload. Okay, so look at it here. You can see it here. Okay, so we can click here. So you can see, hello, we would like to share with you a link to purchase order information with the number okay, and the dates. Okay, so now you can see here, uh, this person, when he clicks here, he will direct the person to the link we, view the earlier time I was demonstrating. Also, there is also a PDF of the whole invoice attached. So the vendor has two options, either to view from here or to just download the PDF directly from here and then make use of it. So let me click and see how it opens. Okay, you can see it here. Okay, you see it approved, and then you see the details. Okay, so the vendor can be able to print out and be able to use it to get all the products and their quantities. So and be able to deliver. Okay, you can see it. It is very, very straightforward and very beautiful. Okay, so this is all done from this platform. Okay, so now when the the vendor acknowledge receipt, you can mark as confirmed. Okay, you can mark order as confirmed and then it will be changed to confirmed. Okay, so when the vendor delivers, you can also mark order as delivered. Okay, so it will also be changed as delivered. Okay, you can see it. So this is the process. So the product is delivered. So the next thing we need to do is actually to be able to receive this inventory. Okay. So receiving this inventory, we need to go to the inventory model. Okay. Then we need to create inventory receiving voucher. Okay. So when we create the voucher, okay, so we just create delivery. Okay, then we choose the purchase order. Okay, so this is the Lagos one. Okay, so you can put extra details if you need to, and the department where it is going, of course, is production. Okay, um so all these things we can actually impute. Okay. So what we need to do is to select the items one after the other and then the quantity we receive. For inventory, you need to be meticulous. You need to put the exact quantity you receive because it might not be all that actually was brought in. So you choose them one after the other. Okay. So this is the a unit price. Okay, the quantity you receive, you make it up to 15. Okay, so you just put, okay, I click here to receive it. Okay, so sorry, is I'll have to check select the warehouse is going to be added to. Okay, it's Lagos warehouse, so I will save. Okay, so I will go again and cleaning agents and then make it 15 is what we receive, and the warehouse is Lagos. Okay, so we add. Okay, so we get the corn itself. Okay, so we add it and then put it in the warehouse. Okay. Okay, yes, we get the printing label. Okay, so we receive it. Okay, so we get the packaging. Okay, this warehouse. Then we receive it. Okay, so lastly the water. Okay, so warehouse. I don't know. We receive 15. Okay, so you and that's all. So once you are done, um, you click on save. Okay, so now it's been added. Okay, it's been added. So if we go back to the inventory, okay, and look at items, okay, so um we can see that in Lagos warehouse, okay, there are 15 products there. Okay, so you can see that. So this is also done when you want to just stock up, materials, because sometimes you may not wait until when there is a purchase order, a manufacturing order, before you start sourcing your raw materials. So this is how you source your you input your raw materials. You can stock it up and then leave it there so that you can be able to track them as they are being used. Excuse me. So now, moving forward, we have actually gotten the materials into the warehouse. So we can now continue with the production. So let's go back to the manufacturing order. Now that we have the needed materials. Okay, so you can see it is still on in draft level. So let's just go and view it. Okay, so now we can mark it as to do because we are ready now to go ahead. Okay, so now we can go ahead and say planned. Okay, so when you are done with the planning and every other things, you click on plan. Okay, you can actually revert it back. So, but we just click on planned. Okay, so when we click on planned, this is it. We can look at the work order. So if you look at this thing here, you see that this has changed to green. That means there is adequate uh, quantities in the warehouse to carry out this production. Okay, so but if we save this, if we go back to the warehouse now, you can see that those quantities has reduced because it has been taken away from the warehouse for the production. Okay, so now we can look at the work orders. Okay, so if you click on the work orders, you will be able to see there is a Gantt chart, okay, that shows you the work order. Remember, this harvesting and the milling and all the rest of them should have a timeline, to be able to finish. So you can be able to use this to, arrange it the way you want it. Okay, you can see it's movable. Okay, so you just arrange it the way you want it. Okay, so it will be like that. Okay, so you just assign do the work order accordingly. Okay, and then it will be like that. So now we when we go back to the manufacturing, we can be able to look at work orders. Okay, so you see it here. Okay, so these are the work orders. Okay, the ones that are waiting, the one that is ready, the one that is in progress, you will be able to track them from work orders. Okay, so you can select a particular manufacturing order so that it will be filtered in that way. Okay, you can see it. So you can do that. Okay, and select it. You can select all if you want to, but if you remove one, it will just be only one that is there. Okay, so you can see. So you can actually choose based on the product. Okay, so if it is laser material packaging, it's we the ones that are in progress will show you. So you can also filter based on readiness or processing or finished. So whichever way you want it, it will be like that. Okay, so this is work order. So we can leave it at all. Okay, and then yeah, switch the other ones. Okay, the way it wants. So you use the work order to be able to monitor what is going on. Okay, so if I go to this one and click on view, you can see it's ready. So we can start the work here. Okay, so you click on start work. Okay, so once it is done, you click on done. Okay, so that is how you manage your work order. Okay, so now, like I was saying, if I go back to inventory now and go to inventory item, you will see that this quantity that were in Lagos, warehouse is now 00 because they have been taken out and then used for the production. Okay, so that is how you follow this through. Okay, so but let us look at the purchase. If you come to this place, you see that all these purchase order. Okay, so this is the last one. If we look at it, when we go to payment record, you can see that it is delivered. You understand? So payment record, but the payment has not been done. Okay, so we can make the payment here. Okay, so by just clicking on payment, see the total. Okay, so you can choose the date. Okay, you can just choose the mode of payment. Okay, so you can just go ahead. Okay, so show you added successfully. Okay, so that is it. So this is how you track all your you know all the purchases you make from manufacturing into purchase model, that is procurement department handles that. From there to inventory management, you can be able to you know put it there, excuse me. So all these are flowing from manufacturing down to the other models. Okay, so you can do that uh, the way you want it. Okay, so there's just a thing I need to point out. When you look at the purchase model, you will see that there are some. So the approval processes, you do it, let's say, for purchase under the setting. Okay, so under the settings, you can be able to handle the approval processes. Okay, so you can go to approval. Okay, so when you look at approval, so it could be for a purchase request. Okay, it can be for purchase order, it can be for payment request. Okay, so when payment is want to be made, okay, so someone has to approve it. Okay, so this is just a level of protection and making sure that nothing goes wrong. That when something is to be done, it will be done by the person who have the right to do that. So you can be able to, do the this thing for every approvals. You can be purchase quotation, purchase order, and payment request. Okay, so just put the name and then put the distance and select the person that is to handle that. So there are two ways to do that, either by clicking approve or appending a signature. Okay, you can actually sign your signature electronically using the software. Okay, so whichever method you choose, just do it that way. It will be done. Okay, so that is for manufacturing. Okay, so if you are into just selling your products, you can use this to handle it. Okay, so you can send a proposal to your client. Okay, and then or estimates, you can actually treat the invoices and then manage payments. Okay, you can send credit notes to them, manage your items. Okay, so from here you can do manage all your routine normal day-to-day sales uh, from here. Okay, so uh, this is subscription, and the subscription is done when you have a product that your client or customer need to be subscribing monthly. Okay, so you do that, they will from their own end integrate their payment method, and then it will be running automatically based on the set rule that you have provided. Okay, so here is a place where you track your expenditures. Okay, so all the expenses, if you want to look at it, is here that you can be able to take a look at it. You can see this particular one has not been invoiced. Okay, this second, these two ones. Okay, so you can track the expenses as well using this. Okay, so now we look at projects. Okay, project is also a powerful model that you use to manage your projects, your client projects, especially those who are into construction or project management firms, your consultancy firm, and all the rest of them. So even normal day-to-day office, you can set some tasks as a project and then be able to handle it. Okay. So if you go to the project, you will see what it contains. Okay, so let's click on project. Okay. So with this, you can actually be able to handle any kind of project you have. Okay. Uh, Whether it is internal project or maybe for your clients. Okay. So, or when you look at the project, you can see how it is listed. Okay, so let's just take for example, we let's look at this web development. Okay, when you open a project, you see the timeline and the progress of the project. Okay, so you will be able to see the summary of the project. Okay, and then the amount that you have expended. You will also be able to look at the overview of the project. So, okay, so you look at task. Under task, you should be able to know the number of tasks that you have created for these projects. Okay, so you also, if you are tracking a timesheet or maybe working for using a per hour to measure, you can use your timesheet here to be able to track. Okay, so you can just click on timesheet, then start time, end time, and then you select the particular task and then the member. Okay, then you put note and then it will be registered. So project has milestones. Okay, so here you can be able to set your milestones for this project. Okay, so you can see here you put all your project files here. Okay, so here you can be able to open a discussion. Okay, so this, you open a discussion, you can create a discussion here. Okay, so everybody that has been assigned with this project will be able to partake in the discussion. Okay, so it has also a Gantt chart. So this Gantt chart will be able to allow you to know the flow of the timeline of the project across. Okay, so that is the timeline. Okay, so we have a ticket. If there is any complaint or any request from the customer, you can be able to also look at it. Okay, so we have the contract, we have the sales. Okay, so we have the purchases that were made, okay, against this project. Okay, so this project could be, let's take for instance those who are in real estate. you can be able to handle these projects. Okay, so until when it is ready, you can actually put it up for sale. You'll be able to send out proposals and estimate, create invoice, for the same projects. Okay, so you have your notes. Okay, so you can take notes for personal use. Okay, your personal notes. You can, take notes. Okay, so everything about project management is here. So you don't need to look elsewhere when you want to, manage your project. So here you can be able to create a new task, create new invoices for this particular, project. Okay. So whenever you want to, handle anything like projects, you don't need to look elsewhere. Everything can actually be done using this place. Okay, so maybe you'll just look at uh, this one. Let's see whether there is any. Uh, okay, so this one we are able to have. Okay, the project cost. Okay, and the deadline. Let's look at task if we have any created. Okay, so we have okay, few tasks created. So let's look at a milestone. Okay, so we also have a milestone created. Okay, so you can see this is a carbon view of the milestone. Okay, so and you can see wireframing or UI UX. You can see development. You can see hosting and all the rest of them. So you create the milestones for this project. So because of that, we can actually look at the Gantt chart. Okay, you can see it. Okay, so this way you will be able to track the progress of the project. Okay, so you can see them here. Okay, so that is it. So you can use it to manage any kind of project. Okay, and be able to get a result for it. Okay, so that is for project. Okay, so after the project, we have payroll. Okay, so the payroll system is very important. Even many accounting software do not have it. Okay, so but it is included in this CNET ERP. So under the payroll, you can be able to manage your employees, attendants, and then records, commissions, and deductions. Okay, so you just be able to see virtually everything you need to see here. Okay, so if you go to deductions, you should be able to see if there is any, and then commissions and all the rest of them. Okay, can see here. Okay, so um, you actually set this up using the settings. Okay, so if we go to the settings, you can be able to set it up. Okay, so you can see this income tax. You put your income tax here from 0 to 37%. Okay, look at the amount. Okay, so from 30 to 45, look at the percentage of deduction, and then look at the amount. So you just set it up based on the income tax uh, that is available or you want to use. Okay, so you can look at the earning list. Okay, so you will be able to put the earning list. Okay, basic salary and the other allowances. Okay, so you add your deduction if you want. Okay, and then you put your uh, insurance list if there are any insurance list. Okay, so you can be able to actually create a permission the person that you want to access it. Okay, you can assign it to your HR, who is normally supposed to be the one, and maybe your accountant. Okay, to be able to manage this section. So once you do that, it's just for you to be able to, generate. the pay slip at the end of the month. Okay, so you just need to generate it. Okay, so that is the payroll. Okay, so if we go further, we have treated the purchase. This is for your procurement department, so they will need to set up the vendors, and then maybe arrange the vendors by their items, and then they will now be able to generate all these purchase orders. Okay, so um, okay, so the list just keep going. um this task can be used by any department, okay, to assign a task to anybody that is within their reach, so they can use it. Okay, so this is support. This where all the support tickets will be seen. Okay, so you can actually create a new ticket and then assign it to somebody. Okay, if there is a complaint received by any customer, you just put the subject. Okay, and then select the contact. Okay, select the contact. Okay, so then you now assign it to anybody that you want to handle that issue. Okay, so you type the details here. Okay, so that is your ticket. So you will be able to figure out. This helps a lot because even if you no longer have a particular staff that was attending to the customer, whenever you assign any tickets that relates to that customer, the client, your staff can be able to also read up what has happened even when he or she was not here, in your company. Okay, so instead of asking question for somebody to be able to brief him or her, you will just go up there and read what has transpired even when he or she was not in your company. Okay, so now, after that, the another important aspect model is your fixed asset management. Okay, so the fixed asset management, it helps you to be able to track your assets, the assets you have in your company. Okay, here you can be able to track your assets. Let's just look at the assets here. You just be able to track it and see how they are doing. Okay, so you can see this is the asset details. Okay, their codes, their name, and the suppliers. You can be able to see the unit price of the assets and which we are summed to the original price. You will see quantity allocated. If you are buying in bulk and then you are allocating it to several departments, you can be able to track the number allocated and then juxtapose it with the number that is remaining in the inventory. Okay, so you will also be able to track the depreciation value, okay, and then the residual value. So it calculates automatically for you. Okay, so you will know when the asset has fully depreciated. Okay, so this is a very important model that many people look for software to solve such problem, but here it is all inclusive, so you don't need to look elsewhere. Okay, so you can be able to revoke the asset, bring it back. There are also some few things you need to do here. You can report lost. Okay, you can report broken. Okay, you can liquidate it, you can revoke it. Okay, so you can manage the warranty, you can add more assets to it again. Okay, if you so wish. Okay, so the next we look at is the knowledge base. So the knowledge base is a place where you can upload any articles that will be consumed by your staff or maybe your client who is on the platform. Okay, so you can just post articles, okay, of the things that you want your clients or your staff to be able to, learn. Okay, so it is actually a directory for knowledge. Okay, so you can just post those articles here so that anybody can go in there and then be able to actually uh, consume it. Okay, so you can set up groups. Okay, so yeah, you can group them by categories. Okay, so you can check whether it is an internal article. If it is internal, your client will not be able to see it. Okay, so you can actually be able to disable it. Okay, if you don't want it to be displaying again. Okay, so that is the knowledge base. It helps a lot. You can use it to answer so many questions that people we ordinarily want to come and ask you. Okay, so the next is utility. Okay, under the utility, you can be able to manage your media. Okay, so your media library, you can be able to upload anything you want. Okay, yeah. Okay, so um okay, so you can see it here. It's empty folder, so you can be able to create the folders and then organize your files inside here. Okay, so it could be your official document or any other thing, so you can be able to arrange them here. Okay, so maybe you have files that you need to share within the company. Okay, so they can be able to make use of it here. Okay, so you can actually also be able to create a new file. Okay, so just by clicking here, so you will choose the format. It's going to be whether it's text file or maybe any of these formats. Okay, so if it's plain text, you can do that. Okay, put the name and then you have it. Okay, so that is just it. Okay, so you can just open and then edit. Okay, okay, so that's all. So you can also do bulk export. Okay, this PDF you can actually uh, bulk export a particular section, okay, of your listing. You can just say whether it's invoice or proposal or anything. So you can do bulk export. You can select the dates, okay, you want to export from. Then you just export. Okay, okay. So um, there are other things. You see your calendar. Okay, you see announcements. Okay, can be able to you know schedule announcements that will go around. Okay, your company. They will be able to get their notification here. Okay, so you can see as approved your request on purchase and all the rest. So all these are notification. So they will probably be notified as well. Okay, you can create the announcement here. Okay, you can see it with this subject and then announce. So show to staff. Okay, you can show to staff, show to client. Okay, show my name. So you choose the condition you want it, and then it will go. Okay, so there are so many things here. So, but this is pretty much what we can cover. So under general reports, you can just be able to generate a normal sales and other report here. Okay. So if it is sales report, you click on sales report. So you can see the reports, item reports, item report, payment receive. Okay, so all these are just the reports. Okay, so under general reports. Okay, so these are what we can cover for now. So there are a lot of things that you can do with the system. And the one good thing is at a glance, you can be able to see your invoice awaiting, your converted lead, your projects, and then every other report and chart that you may want to look at. Okay, can see it. So this is an all-in-one system. So it manages the access control, the roles. You can assign any role you want, and then be able to, control people, what you want them to see and what you don't want them to see. So there are so many added functionalities. And the one good thing is this also has a custom fields. Okay, a custom fields means that there are some things that are not included, maybe in your invoice or your quotation or anything. You can just use the custom fields to be able to add those functionalities. You can see custom fields. Okay, so if you click on custom fields, you can just add new. Okay, so you choose the section the field belongs to. You can see all these things. Okay, if your company detail, your lead, customer, contact, staff, all these things. So once you choose the one, so you can be able to put the field name and then select the field type. Okay, whether it's input, text area, all these ones, date and time you choose. Okay, so you can be able to make it whether it's default or you put the default value and all the rest of them. So with this, that means even if there is a model or something here that does not have the needed fields that you need, just like what you are using currently. You can use the custom field to create more fields for those models or those invoices or proposal or anything at all. So that is why this is very 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 good for any kind of business, whether you are a project manager, whether you are into service or maybe product business. All these things can take care of it. Okay, so there are so many things. There are quick ways to add up things, and like I told you, you can share your ideas, document, and all the rest of them. You can just do your to-do list. Okay, you track the notification, and then you look at your times table. So there are things, many things here, that when you sit down and look at it, you know that it can take care of your business from beginning to the end. You don't need to use any external system to manage your business. So that is all that is here in CNET ERP. Thank you and bye for now.